Okay, let's talk about the biggest shift in your retirement investment mindset. When you were working, it was okay to take on more risk because you had more time to recover from a market loss. You were focused on high growth strategy. But in retirement, a big market downturn can be devastating because you have a shorter horizon to recover and you're actively withdrawing money. So the new goal is to preserve your capital while also generating a steady stream of income. This isn't about hitting a home run. It's about consistently getting on base. As you may recall, there are basically two main tax advantage paths to saving for retirement. First, there are individual retirement accounts or arrangements called IRAs. These are accounts that you can open yourself at a bank, brokerage firm, or other financial institution. Second, there are the employer sponsored plans. These are plans offered through your job, like a 401k or a 403b. Then there are two types of IRAs: traditional IRAs and Roth IRAs. We're going to dive deeper into the specifics of each in later lessons, but just to know that they offer different ways to handle taxes, either now or in retirement. The important thing is that they are both significant tax advantages compared to a regular savings account. So, how do we find the right mix? How do we do that? It starts with asset allocation, which is just a fancy term for just how you split your money among different types of investments. As you probably already know, there are three main categories: stocks, which offers growth potential, but they're more volatile; bonds, which provide stability and regular interest and are usually a good buffer against market swings. And then, of course, there's cash, which gives you quick access to money for immediate needs, and they also help reduce risk. While looking at the chart on the side here, the asset allocation chart, we have sort of rules. And one of the rules is a good starting point is the mix is the rule of 100, where you take 100 minus your age. For example, if you're 70 years old, up down here, 70 years old, you would take 100, subtract 70, then 30% would be in stocks. And the rest, which would be 70%, is in bonds. This is if your risk tolerance is conservative. However, if you're moderate and not as conservative or aggressive, so you would do it differently. Let's look at the aggressive. So 70%, 70 is your age, so you would be 50-50. So you have to decide, what is your risk tolerance? Are you someone who will lose sleep over a market drop, or can you weather the storm? We will spend more time on this in some of our future lessons. Your retirement paychecks won't come from just a single job or a source. It will be created from your investments. We'll show you how to create a reliable stream of income from several sources. For example, you get dividends from stocks. This is when companies pay a portion of their profits to you, the shareholder. You get interest from bonds, where you buy a bond You're actually loaning money to an entity that pays you back with regular interest. And of course, then you could do systematic withdrawals from your savings or retirement investments. This is simply setting up a regular withdrawal schedule from your portfolio, like a monthly paycheck. And there are other options, such as annuities, which can guarantee income for life, but they are complex. You will need to check with your retirement savings provider for more information on this option. And we will provide more information about annuities later in this course. And then ultimately, the goal is to mix and match these sources to create a dependable cash flow. I would like to leave you with an important lesson. A big mistake people make in retirement isn't always about an investment choice. It is an emotional choice. Don't try to time the market. The rule is simple. Stay the course. Don't panic. Short-term market news can be loud and scary, but a well thought out plan is your best defense. Discipline is an important investment tool. Have a plan and stick to it, even when the market is volatile. Stay the course. For your next steps, you may want to examine your current portfolio and determine if it aligns with your current retirement goals. When deciding on your stocks to bond percentage, use the allocation chart that we present in an earlier slide as a guideline. Also, think about your risk tolerance on investing in the market. Are you conservative, moderate, or aggressive? Also, I would like to remind you that when we mention stocks and bonds, we're referring to investing in mutual funds or ETFs, not individual stocks or bonds. We'll explain later how mutual funds or ETFs offer greater diversification and less volatility. As you can see in the slide, planning isn't a chore. It's your tool for peace of mind. Each of these lessons is an important part of your retirement plan. By the time we're done this course, you will have a complete financial picture and a plan with resources to guide you through retirement finances with confidence. As you can imagine, there is much more to investing strategies than we provided in this lesson. And more information about these strategies will be presented in another section of this course.